How could I not laugh? I'm always happy. I don't know why. I get such a tickle. Well, how's everybody doing? Again, I'm running to school and talking to my brother Bruce and his lovely wife Tiffany and their children. Oh my God, Blaze is like when that boy smiles at you. Oh my God, I mean I got all choked up inside. You've got to see young Blaze. Adorable, just adorable. And I hope his parents are not upset that I mentioned the name, on TV. Um, anyway, the moon in Virgo. The moon in Virgo. But here we're gonna go into detail about the psychology of the human female born under the lovely stars of Virgo, a sign which has existed in antiquity over millions of years ago. Remember, the early zodiac did not have 12 signs. They had 6. And we're talking millions ago. And Virgo was one of those constellations. So, hands to us. That's why we're so smart. We've been around forever. Scorpio is another such sign that bears equal to us when it comes to intelligence. That sign and us is a vis-a-vis match. And then both of our intelligence and wit becomes cunning as we approach Capricorn, the Earth King and the Earth Queen, where she uses the energies of Virgo and Scorpio to establish cardinality on the Earth. We got to talk about Miss Capricorn because Virgo has a decan in Capricorn and a decan in Taurus. As so, Capricorn has a decan in Virgo and a decan in Taurus. And as Taurus has a decan in Virgo and a decan in Capricorn. All the signs do. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump in and discuss the moon in Virgo as it pertains to the human female. Alrighty. Okay. Uh, how do we proceed? Oh my God, my lower back is killing me. Because again, the form the kind of information that I'm putting out here is like ooh. The moon in Virgo woman. First, let me go slow. The moon in Virgo woman is kind and always helpful. This woman is indispensable. My manager, Corinne the Green, was born with the moon in Virgo. I hope she don't get mad that I put it out there like that. Very, very kind woman. The moon in Virgo, that is. And of course, Mrs. Green. uh, very kind and always helpful. But you are, let me go easy here. The woman with the moon in Virgo is emotionally shy, retiring. When it comes to expressing how she feels, and when it comes to expressing how you feel, when you express emotions and feelings, she becomes shy. She kind of retires, and you can sense that she might be uncomfortable or uneasy of your emotional moods. Because, we all go through them. Virgo does too. But the lovely maiden, Miss Virgo, doesn't want to admit to herself or to others that she could be a moody bitch. Ah! She don't want to admit that to herself or to another. I have so many Virgo women friends and Virgo moon women that I gotta be like, I gotta take a double take. Cause like, really, bitch? Oh my god. You know what I'm saying? You have to go into drama when you deal with the Virgo moon girl because the things that come out of her mouth, you'll be like, really? She lives sometimes in a totally different reality. Remember, the opposite polarity of Virgo is the mystical, dreamy, and romantic and escapist sign of Pisces. So we have a little bit of that with the Virgo moon girl. Okay? One of your one of the saving graces of a Virgo woman is that she enjoys being helpful, being of service to other people. She is the domestic queen. She is neat and clean, and your personal hygiene and your domestic environment has to reflect that. Otherwise, she wants nothing to do with you. You better not come to her with stained tea of coffee. You better not come to her with dirt on your fingernails. You better not be smoking weed and have those dark patches of weed on your fingers. Sometimes I have them and I get so embarrassed when I see myself in the air and I see it. And I gotta use a Brillo to get him out. The rest of it from the weed. Virgo is very much the dirt from your ears. Do you wash your ears? Behind your ears? How do you fix your hair? Your eyeliner. When you smile, do you smile like this? I mean, Virgo is the sign of pure beauty, and that also is expressive in the physical body of the Virgo man and the Virgo woman. But the Virgo man, the Virgo moon man, is not as fastidious as the Virgo woman is. God forbid she puts the cup here and you move it here. Bitch will come back and she'll know that you moved it 2 centimeters from where it is. And she'll go right back and she'll go, it's something to behold, the Virgo woman, the Virgo moon woman. She can be that detailed and that controlled to the point of micromanagerial, but only to her own self. And God forbid she's a boss or heads a company she could be a tyrant. Virgos make excellent lead followers, but it's tricky when it comes to being leaders. They're not known for being good leaders. They're known for being the second in command, the second to the king or the queen. But for them to be the king and the queen themselves, because they're so critical of themselves, they'll be more critical and more demanding of others. Because Virgos are very demanding of themselves. So they're going to be equally demanding of other people. So imagine yourself being a boss and you're dealing with people that are just discovering themselves, like young people, like millennials in their 20s. And you have a Virgo boss that's an old school, an OG like me. There'll be some hurt feelings on both sides because millennials don't take shit from nobody. They don't care how old you are. But we OGs know how to pull you back online with your crazy millennial ass. Even though you're going to outlive me, but you'll look back and be thankful that an OG set you straight. Because the young can learn a thing or two from some OGs. Okay? That's what we're here. So understand that Virgo, with the moon in Virgo, you are indispensable. You are never going to find a more useful person, a more changeable person. And let me tell you, the moon in Virgo woman is a commander of forces of nature. The moon in Virgo is the trademark of the magician. The woman with the moon in Virgo is a natural magician. Not the Virgo moon man, but the Virgo moon woman. She is a magician, not only in the kitchen, but also in the bedroom. And when she has to be a magician, equaling to that of a witch or sorcerer, believe it or not, she can go there too. Oh, she is like the ultimate Birkin bag. You know, a Birkin bag is a $10,000 bag. Birkin bag. She is like a Birkin bag. Everything is in there, and including the kitchen sink. And she'll work with style, grace, classiness, and and beauty. The beauty that begins in Leo reaches a plateau in Virgo and culminates in the cardinal sign of Libra, which takes credit for the sign of beauty ruled by Venus. But that beauty begins internally in Leo and bursts out like the sun, and then is coalesced and refined in Virgo, and then used for social connections and climbing in the cardinal sign of Libra. Okay? Each sign has a trait which overlaps with the other and helps develop the other. Okay? It's a progression. And the more you hear this and the more you see that, the more you're going to see it yourself. Okay? This kind of human beauty can also be seen in Virgo men, because Virgo is the most feminine of all the signs of the zodiac, including surpassing Cancer and Pisces. Cancer men are not as effeminate or as feminine as Virgo men. You really see the energy of the virgin in men. Even the way they sit or when they make their gestures. Sometimes I do it just like this. And I do feminine gestures that are very in tune with the feminine aspect of the maiden of Virgo. It's a very powerful female sign. Just like Aquarius, which is the symbol of the man with the water, is an extremely masculine sign. Women and men are attracted to the Aquarian man and his body because he exudes total masculinity. Well, Virgo, the feminine, which is the only female expression in the zodiac, and Aquarius is the only male expression in the zodiac, you see the polarity of the feminine in Virgo men. And that can make Virgo men very attractive to both women and men. And that's Virgo rules sexually fluid. Virgo is the gigolo, the bisexual. Now, the sexual fluidity begins in Virgo, mutable earth. So therefore, he can sleep with anybody. And that's a mutable behavior. Do you get it? And Mercury, the planet that rules Virgo and Gemini, is an androgynous planet. It rules androgyny. So there's a little bit of androgyny with the Virgo moon woman. She can appear like a man one day and appear very feminine another way. Remember, she's the ultimate chameleon. So, born with the moon in Virgo, she can be anything to any man that he desires. She can remember Virgo is the woman that is the call girl, the first class prostitute, the pole dancer who has a PhD and is a smart bitch with a banging body. Don't sleep on Virgo. She's a witch, but what a delicious witch. And what's dangerous, which reminds me of the moon in Scorpio, is that you don't see her coming. She could be very the power inherent with the moon in Virgo, as expressed in a woman, is listen. I don't know. I'd rather die at the hands of a Virgo moon woman because, oh my goodness, when it comes to, uh, well, you see, The Virgo moon woman can be very psychologically self-unaware. And this is pulling from the opposite polarity of Pisces. Being lost in the sea, in the ocean, and losing yourself to others, and enmeshment. So sometimes the Virgo moon woman can suffer from identity crisis, which can strike her at middle age or can strike her during the course of a prime, where she can be completely lost and even get further down the rabbit hole if by age 30 she still hasn't found herself. The moon in Virgo, when it pertains to a woman, is also the symbol of the late bloomer. The woman with the moon in Virgo experiences sex, life, late in life. This is the type of woman that has never had an orgasm, a vaginal orgasm or a clitoral orgasm. And then when she meets the right man, she gets both. And wow, it's an explosion. Now this woman with glasses comes out with a high, tight dress. Her hair is out. She has earrings. She has red lipstick. Now we see the whore within the maiden come out. You know, it's so much fun. You see this innocent schoolgirl become this vixen, Lady Chatterley. You know, and she can. Oh, I'm right. I can't think no more. It's already 5 in the morning. I'm done for the dream. But Lord, I should have done the Virgo woman movement much later. A trip. She uses her body like a gigolo, like a prostitute, and make money because it's Earth. Remember, Earth is about money. But the bitch is smart. That motherfucking dude who has a 10-inch dick and is slinging could be a lawyer or an accountant. And he's just slinging and making money because he loves sex and loves sensation. Virgos love sensation. Earth, sensuality. It's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. These are the sex fiends of the zodiac. Because Earth is the most densest form of matter and the most demonic. So here we see the sexual perversity that you read about and see about. And you know, we have a celebrity, a singer, who is currently in trouble. You know, and you know he's the son of the bad. So this, do you know where I'm going with this? You know, so understand that there's a delicious wickedness in Virgo already naturally. So with the moon in Virgo, and remember, what did I say? The moon governs the first 40 years of life. Then begins the progression towards moving towards the sun sign. So with the moon in Virgo, you can be no different than a Virgo. And it's a possibility that if you have the moon in Virgo, you might attract many Virgo men or Virgo women to you. Or you might have attraction for Virgo men if you're a woman with a moon in Virgo. Because the same sexiness and the same eroticism you will find attractive in these men. For Virgo rules that, remember, what's the sign of the whore? Pisces, the opposite polarity of Virgo. Hello? I mean, I went through that myself. I told you all that, you know. I was a male prostitute. I did it and loved it. Did all the you know, all the dark sex and loved it. And made money and loved it. And you all know me. I'm going to Columbia working on my PhD. But yeah, I did all that stuff. And not because I needed the money. I enjoyed it. See, Virgo enjoys that kind of stuff. We don't do it for money or necessity, but it's nice that we can get it. You know? So understand that this is the energy inherent here. Okay? Virgos truly, truly love being in service for others. Okay? Now, they're very health minded and they pay attention to diet and eating habits. And they do that for themselves and they will do that for you. Virgos, in this respect, can be perfectionists and can be overly critical of themselves and of others. Another problem with Virgo, period, especially with the Virgo moon woman, which can be more destructive, is that she worries a lot. You know, and she can lose herself in details. She can lose herself in details and not see the bigger picture. Not because she don't see it, but because she doesn't pay attention to it. She's very curious intellectually. Remember, Virgo is an intellectual sign. The intellect of Libra begins in Virgo and it's exalted in Scorpio. So understand that this kind of energy and this kind of modality all create paradoxical behaviors in the Virgo woman. She is a bundle and a mixture of contradictions. And for you to respect her and love her, you have to accept this of her. But be careful with the Virgo moon girl because the standards that she holds you, she doesn't expect for you to hold her on those same standards. She can do whatever the fuck she want, but you cannot do whatever the fuck you want. And whatever she tells you to do, she is not going to appreciate you turning the tables and telling her to do the same thing. She follows her own set of rules, and she is kind of double standard. And this is from the polarity of Pisces, the two fishes going in opposite directions. So there's something that's paradoxical and conflicting in the psychological nature of the Virgo moon girl. She's intelligent, we know that, but she can be unpredictably paradoxical. So be prepared. Now, if you all excuse me, I got to re-up. My last drink for the morning, because it's already 5 in the morning. I brought my curfew, but I'm talking about Virgo, and I got one more video to do. Okay, so we understanding things here? Are things good and clear? I hope so. Okay, so understand that the woman with the moon in Virgo is a perfectionist. No one is a perfectionist. I think we all strive to be perfection. Let me tell you, I'm a Virgo and I could care less about perfection. Everything I do is perfect. I don't think twice about it. When I do these videos, I only do it on one try and it's genius on one try. I already know the perfection in here, so I don't have to make the mistakes when I go in actual practice. That wasn't the case when I was in my 20s or when I was a teenager. I'm 51. Perfection is an evolving, ongoing quest that improves as you get older, and then your own perception of what is perfect and not changes also. So what you felt and thought was perfect or should be perfect ends up that it's relative and they become like non-functional. Something else can reflect or change that value system, and which will require another set of standards in what you will deem to be perfect. Okay, so but just be careful with the details, the over details. Okay, the curiosity intellectually is fantastic. You know, there's a practical nature and a methodical nature that is so genius in Virgo and so head on. But Libra, the cardinal sign of Libra, gets the credit for this perfection of balance, logic, and reason is useful in Libra. If Virgo had more use for it, he'd be the cardinal sign. But Virgo is happy with just the knowledge and not having to prove it. Whereas Libra, once she has the knowledge, she's more than willing to prove it and make a substantial manifestation of it to some kind of philosophy of hers or his. But this is the function of the cardinality of Libra, you know. But this impetus begins in Virgo and it culminates in Libra. Actually, Libra is the midpoint. It culminates in Sagittarius, the other intellectual sign that is also a seeker, just like Libra, but at different opposite sides of the poles. And we're done with this combination. We're past 44.